Coming up on Sports Paws tonight, the Quinnipiac women's ice hockey team had their quarterfinal series against the Clarkson Golden Knights in Potsdam.
And the men's ice hockey team looked to the North Country looking to clinch their 5th straight Cleary Cup.
Q30 has an exclusive interview with Gower Vive and Jackie Grisdale of the women's basketball team.
And the men's basketball team took on St. Peter's and Merrimack.
All that and more on Sports Paws.
Starting right now.
Hello everyone and welcome back into Studio 125 for another episode of Sports Paws. I'm Rose Carrata and alongside me is Meg Buckley.
It's been an exciting weekend for Quinnipiac athletics, including on the professional level. On Thursday, former Quinnipiac baseball player Matthew Batten signed a minor league deal with the Atlanta Braves.
Batten made his major league debut in 2022 with the San Diego Padres. In parts of 3 seasons, the Connecticut native has a lifetime .239 batting average with 2 home runs. The infielder began Grapefruit League play with the Braves this week.
Switching to the ice, women's ice hockey team Kendall Cooper was named to the All-ECAC second team. The graduate defenseman has been named to an all-conference team in every single season of her college career. She leads Quinnipiac defensemen in points and recorded the most points on the team during the regular season. Cooper and the Bobcats continued their season in the ECAC quarterfinals this weekend.
And the team headed up to Potsdam to take on the Clarkson Golden Knights. Quinnipiac and Clarkson split their series with each other, so who will come out best of 3 in the North Country? We go late into the first period of Game 1. Bobcats on the power play, and it's the former Golden Knight Laurence Fournette scoring against her old team, giving the Bobcats the lead in Game 1. That score will hold for the remaining time in the first period.
Heading to the second, the Bobcats on another power play. Kendall Cooper will take a shot from the point, and after a bit of chaos in front, Fournette picks up her second goal of the game for the Bobcats. It's 2-0 Quinnipiac early on in the second.
The Bobcats aren't done in the second. Emerson Jarvis makes a move around a defender. She'll get tangled up in the play. Maya Labad is able to pick up the puck, score on the breakaway, and celebrates in front of the Clarkson pep band. Bobcats now up 3 on the Golden Knights. Let's take a look at the replay. Beautiful patience here from Labad. Just sneaks it right past the Clarkson goaltender.
Heading into the final period of play, possible ECAC Hockey Defender of the Year, Haley Wynn dishes a sweet pass to Rhea Hicks, and she scores the lone Clarkson goal in the game. Clarkson would cut the deficit down to 2, but it was ultimately just not enough, as Quinnipiac would take Game 1 with a final score of 3-0. 6 different Bobcats would record points, and Kaylee Doyle made 39 saves.
The 2 teams would return to Shield Arena for Game 2 of the weekend on Saturday. Starting in the first, just like Friday, Quinnipiac scores a late goal, but this time it's Zoe Ewens ripping one bar down right past Holly Gruber to give Quinnipiac a 1-0 lead after the first. Let's take another look at that Snipe Meg perfectly placed shot.
That's right, Rose. Into the second we go. The tides would turn in favor of the Golden Knights as co-captain Nicole Gosling rips a shot into the back of the net right off the face-off. She ties this game up at 1. Let's take a look at the replay. Another perfectly placed shot by a defender.
In the final 20 minutes, Clarkson brings the puck through the neutral zone. The Knights go tic-tac-toe, and the puck is put in by Carolyn Gaffredo to give Clarkson their first lead of the weekend. Clarkson now leads 2-1 over Quinnipiac, and that score would hold as the series is now evened up at 1 win per side, heading into a decisive Game 3 on Sunday.
And it's Game 3 now, and honestly, Rose, there's nothing more to be said. Bobcats, Golden Knights, Game 3 to move on to the semis. Heading into the first, the Golden Knights move 4-on-2 through the neutral zone. Caroline Gaffredo finds Haley Wynn wide open in the slot, and she makes no mistake. Co-captain gives Clarkson the 1-0 lead, and we're gonna get another replay on that shot. Beautiful pass, beautiful goal, nothing else to say.
Win was great for Clarkson. Heading into the second period, Golden Knights on the power play, and Nicole Gosling dimes up Rhea Hicks' backdoor, and she scores, doubling the lead for Clarkson. It's 2-0 for the Golden Knights, not looking good for the Bobcats.
Nearing the end of the third, Bobcats in desperation mode here. Maya Labad sends one to Kaylin LaMarche in front, and she scores her first of the weekend to cut the lead in half. Bobcats trail by 1 goal, but it was too little too late as Clarkson tacked on 2 empty net goals to extinguish the Bobcats' hope of making the semis.
Now that all of the best of 3 series have concluded, let's recap the women's ice hockey quarterfinals. Number 1 Cornell swept number 9 Union after Cornell scored 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of Game 2 of their series to put them up 3-2 over Union. Number 2 Colgate followed suit and swept number 7 Princeton in a 2-game series. Number 3 St. Lawrence followed the trend and swept number 6 Yale. And as we just saw, Quinnipiac fell 2-1 in their series against Clarkson. Cornell will go on to play Clarkson. Colgate will face off against St. Lawrence in the semifinals, all hosted at Liner Rink in Ithaca, New York. But the women's team weren't the only ones in the North Country.
That's right. The men's ice hockey team battled Clarkson and St. Lawrence, looking to clinch another Cleary Cup.
Last time Quinnipiac and Clarkson faced off, Clarkson won 3-2 in overtime in Hamden. Jumping late into the first period, just under a minute remaining, Clarkson has the puck deep in Quinnipiac's zone, and Tristan Sarsling gets it out in front of Ayrton Martino, who puts it past Dylan Silverstein to put the Golden Knights in front 1-0.
In the second, under a minute to go again, Martino with it to Trey Taylor, fires the pass back to Martino, who rips it past Silverstein, and Clarkson's lead is doubled. 2-0 Golden Knights.
To the third, Bobcats looking for a comeback, and Chris Pelosi right behind the net, out to Jack Ricketts, and he scores his 6th consecutive goal in 5 games, cuts Clarkson's lead in half.
Just 2 minutes later, Quinnipiac on the power play, Aaron Schwartz gets a chance, it won't go, puck goes around, back out to Anna Sorbonne, who avoids contact and scores. Suddenly this game is all tied up at 2.
Now Clarkson on the tail end of their power play, they're going to get a face-off win, and Martino to Taylor snipes it past Silverstein, gloves side. Clarkson regains the lead 3-2.
Silverstein is pulled for the extra attacker, Davis Pennington to Schwartz and Travis Treeler, passing back and forth. Treeler holds it and rips it, shot from the line that sneaks in, and this game is all tied up at 3 once again.
And you know what that means? We are headed to overtime. You're going to see here, Ricketts gets taken down in the offensive zone, and Clarkson jumps on that. They take advantage, snag the puck, and head up the ice. It's Ryan Bottrell by himself with Bobcats falling behind him. He skates in and scores to win the game for the Golden Knights despite Quinnipiac's comeback efforts. Arton Martino and Trey Taylor each with 2 points in the victory, as Quinnipiac is still in search of clinching the number 1 seed in the ECAC.
The Bobcats were back in action the next day against the St. Lawrence Saints, and we're heading right into the first here. Travis Treeler and Jeremy Wilmer entering the zone. Treeler to Braden Blaze, finds Wilmer in front, wide open net, and just no doubt about it, Bobcats up 1-0 here.
Second period now, 3-on-2, Matthew McGroarty and Andon Sorbonne back across to Wilmer, and he scores his 2nd of the game, doubling the Quinnipiac lead. It's looking like the Wilmer show to me.
And into the third, the Bobcats take the puck away, and Tyler Borgula to the net, toe drag, and it's in. Andon Sorbonne will tack on another goal, but the Bobcats will end up shutting out the Saints.
They win their 5th consecutive Cleary Cup and clinch the number 1 seed in the ECAC, ending their regular season on a high note. As they prepare for the quarterfinals, beginning on March 14th in Hamden, Matej Marinov with 19 saves on the night and Dominic Bassi with 28 of his own.
The split weekend earned Jeremy Wilmer Forward of the Week after collecting 4 points. The junior forward earned 1 assist against Clarkson, but shined when facing St. Lawrence, scoring 2 goals in addition to another assist for a total of 38 points so far this season, which leads the team. The men's ice hockey ECAC bracket has been finalized, and the single elimination first round will be played this upcoming weekend. All of the qualifying teams look to make it to the tournament finals in Lake Placid, New York to win the Whitelaw Trophy. Top 4 teams in the ECAC standings, Quinnipiac, Clarkson, Colgate, and Union, have all secured a first-round bye and will play in the quarterfinals in 2 weeks.
For the first round, number 5 Dartmouth is playing number 12 St. Lawrence, number 6 Cornell will play number 11 Yale, number 7 Harvard will face off against number 10 RPI, and number 8 Brown will play number 9 Princeton in Providence to round out the bottom 8 of the rankings.
Now we've got to take a break here on Sports Paws, but when we come back, women's basketball stars Jackie Grisdale and Gal Ravid sat down for an exclusive interview with Q30's Tony Wetmore for the MAC tournament on the horizon.
And the men's basketball team had a huge week against St. Peter's and Merrimack as they look for their 2nd straight regular season title. We'll be back here soon, right here on Sports
Dad,
Paws.
every day is a challenge.
To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them.
It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to
Trying to teach them when they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Buckle up! Nobody is more prepared for an emergency than Dogman.
With all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot.
But for the rest of us, a good plan goes a long way.
Come on, let's go!
So, whether it's an unexpected disaster or the world's most evilest cat bent on destroying all do-gooders,
Destroy all do-gooders!
you can help your family be ready for anything.
No time to waste. Will you get out of here?
Get started today at ready.gov/kids.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. The women's basketball team traveled to St. Peter's as they took on the Peacocks. The Bobcats took home the win 74-65. Gallervive kept breaking her own records, tying her career-high 32 points, making 12 field goals and 6 three-point field goals made. Grace Labarge matched Revive in rebounds, where both led the team with 9 total boards. On the Peacock side, Fatima Janae led the way with 18 points and 12 rebounds, her 17th double-double of the year. Then, on Saturday, the women's team came home to Hamden.
And they stepped onto Lender Court to take on the Merrimack Warriors.
The Bobcats looking for their 8th straight win in their second-to-last home game of the season. Meanwhile, Merrimack is trying to boost their own tournament seeding. Anna Foley wins the jump ball, finding Revive, and she takes it herself and makes the layup, scoring the first basket of the game.
Then Jackie Grisdale with the ball finds a cutting Grace Labarge, and she hits the jumper. Bobcats lead 14-9.
On to the second quarter, Fowley setting the screen. Gallervive runs a little give and go with Foley, and she knocks over the defender like a bowling pin, and she scores the layup.
Later on in the quarter, Grisdale finds an open Carson Martin. She lets one fly and drains the three. Going into the half, Quinnipiac is up 37-15.
Third quarter now, first play of the second half. Foley at the line, finds Revive on the outside, and the first year buries the three. Coming off 32 points on Thursday, she's still hot.
Later on, Martin with the ball, dishes it to Grisdale, shoots the jumper from below. No surprise, she scores. It's a 10-point day for her. And it's 58-34 as the Bobcats will be heading to the fourth quarter.
Revive finds Ella O'Donnell, baseline drive, and the easy reverse layup for the junior forward. Quinnipiac now up by 30. Bree Bowen gets it to O'Donnell in the paint, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She hits the reverse lay again. Quinnipiac curb stomps Merrimack 76-44. The 32-point win is the team's largest win margin this season, and it locks the Bobcats in the #1 seed. Following the weekend, Gallervive has been tabbed as both Player and Rookie of the Week for the MAC. This is Revive's 10th time earning Rookie of the Week and the second time this year that she has been honored with both awards. The first-year guard leads the team in points, assists, and steals, and is likely the front-runner for MAC Rookie of the Year.
Current MAC standings for the women's basketball team has Fairfield leading the pack at 18-0 in MAC play. Quinnipiac is following closely behind at #2 at 16-2. Siena, Marist, and Mount St. Mary's round out the top 5 and have all secured a first-round bye. Manhattan, St. Peter's, Merrimack, and Iona have all clinched tournament spots too. One final playoff spot is up for grabs during the last week of the season between Canisius and Ryder.
Earlier this week, Q30's Tony Wetmore sat down with women's basketball stars Gallervive and Jackie Grisdale.
They talked about everything from the MAC tournament to the team's favorite ways to unwind. Take a look.
For Q30 Sports, I'm Tony Wetmore, joined today by Quinnipiac women's basketball players Gallervive and Jackie Grisdale. Jackie, At the beginning of this season, how much success did you think the team would have looking ahead?
I always have a lot of confidence in our team because I feel like you need to have that confidence in yourself because if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to. So I knew that we had the opportunity to be really good. But I think we've even exceeded my expectations in the way that we're bonding and clicking together as a team. It's been really fun just to play together on the court. It's really enjoyable to come to practice every day, play together, and then obviously in games, like watch each other have the success that we're having. But we all have that main goal, like we're still reaching. We're still going for something higher. Last year was an opportunity for a lot of people to get a lot of minutes and a lot of experience, and I think that helped this year because now we're coming into games with a lot more experience under our belts and just playing basketball instead of worrying about all the little things, worrying about adjusting from high school to college or from year to year. Now we're just playing basketball and having fun with it.
What makes Gal such a difference maker on the court?
Gal's incredible. She sees the floor like no point guard I've ever played with before. The way that she gets open shots for herself too. I kind of want to guard her sometimes. I feel like I never get to guard her in practice, but I would love to just like see what she's doing, how she's reading the defense to get herself the open offensive look she does. But then, so we talk about all this offensively, but she's just as fiery on defense. Like she's running through passing lanes, she's putting pressure on the ball, she's making the exact right rotations and help. Like she's just a joy to play with because she's doing the right thing every time, and her basketball IQ is through the roof.
Gal, what makes Jackie such an effective leader?
I mean, she's Jackie. She's often on the court. Honestly, she's just amazing. On the court, you guys can all see she's like nobody can actually like she's shooting it like crazy. Off the court, she's just amazing woman and just so much fun to be around.
For both of you, what's been a moment this season that really made you feel like this team is special?
Well, I think 2 games stand out in my mind. One, the Harvard game, just coming in absolutely smacking them. For us to say that we beat a team by 20 points, that team of that caliber, then I think that's really important. And that was like, wow, like we are this good. And then I think even the loss to Miami at Miami showed us a lot as a team. Like we didn't give up, we didn't give in, and we stuck around with the ACC team.
How confident are you looking ahead to the tournament?
I think we're pretty confident. We know what we can do, and we know we gotta stay focused and focus on ourselves, and get ready for the games. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. I think our ceiling as a team is really, really high. And I know Coach has been talking about it a lot. Like we're not quite to where we want to be necessarily, but we luckily still have a few games to get there, and then in the tournament, like get there and be there. I think that our potential is so high, and the fact that we're doing so well and we're not even fully reaching our potential yet is a scary thought.
Sweet. So how do you two bond off the court?
Good. No, you got it. We play a lot of games. Recently, we've been really into card games. So Gal actually taught us 2 kind of original games that she plays in her country. And so one is called, I'm going to let you do the pronunciation.
Juja?
Yeah, but we call it Miami because we started playing in Miami. And then the other one is...
I don't really have a name.
Okay,
for that
we
one.
call it New York because we started playing in New York.
Yeah.
So we get really competitive with those, and I don't understand it, but Gal she always wins. It's insane. Like I swear the cards just flip in the way that she wants them to, and it's just insane. Like I'll even have shuffled, and then she'll get the perfect cards. And so it's frustrating, but it's good. It's really a lot of fun to just be competitive in other ways. I know indoors, like in the fall and stuff, we played a little bit of spike ball and then like pickleball and stuff in Coach B's room. But the cards are a fun way to be non-physical activity as like we're getting tired or whatever. So it's been really fun to do that and then get ice cream, get food, stuff like that.
We need to kind of represent as a whole being a woman in sports.
It's a really cool opportunity. I know like there are so many strong women that I've looked up to growing up, whether they're athletes or not. And so to have the opportunity to do that for the next generation of young people, it's really cool and it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's cool. And you know, to think about one day they will be there and it's just gonna keep going. It's crazy to think about.
Thank you for joining me, Jackie and Gal. The Bobcats will look to close out their regular season this week. For Q30 Sports, I'm Tony Wetmore.
The men's basketball team was on ESPNU this Friday as they took on the St. Peter's Peacocks. The Bobcats going for the season sweep against the Peacocks after beating them on the road in January. It's also senior day in Hamden. It was the first career start for Quinn Guth. In the first half, Marcus Randolph, corner 3, drains the bucket. Peacocks are strutting their stuff early. They are up 15-13 to start. A minute later, Tyreek Morris intercepts it for the steal and finds Armani Ziegler trailing for the easy lay. They're still ahead. Fast forward to the minute 15 mark, the freshman Bryce Eaton deep three off the screen splashes home the rock. St. Peter's up by 8, but the Bobcats clawed back. Caden Bennett with the steal off the inbound righty layup goes. St. Peter's leads by 3 at the half. In the second, Morris corner money. The Peacocks led by as much as 11 in the half. But here comes the Cats. It's Savion Lewis off the dribble, scoops the lay like he's handing out ice cream. Catch him on Cold Stone Creamery. And then it's Armani Monroe. Didn't make the field goal in the first half, but he finally gets clicking with a big 3. The Bobcats would pull all the way within 2. Monroe off the rebound, flying inside, finishes over Ziegler. We're tied at 53, and how about a momentum shift? Monroe finds an open lane. Yam time for the lead. Flex on him too. Quinnipiac is up 55-53 then with a minute left. Monroe slams the nail in the coffin. 16 second half points. He finishes with 19 and his 13th double-double as the Bobcats roar back. They beat the Peacocks 69-64. It's the third comeback win in the Bobcats' last 4. And they retake the sole possession of the #1 spot in the MAC. With Friday being senior day, Q30's Brady Mullen has the story on the growth Savion Lewis has had on and off the floor.
Savion Lewis first became a Bobcat when I was in 8th grade. 7 years later, Lewis has grown not only as a basketball player, but as a person off the court as well.
Realizing that I'm more than a basketball player, my whole life I feel like my identity has been, close to basketball. And, throughout my time here, when I've had my injuries, I found myself, maturing outside the game. So I'm more than a basketball player.
Despite the many ups and downs that Lewis faced throughout his career, his father praised him for how well he handled them and remained positive throughout it all.
We give all praise to God because without God, nothing's possible. The injuries forced him to concentrate on academics. And when that happened, now he's going to graduate with a master's. He's the second one in our family to have one. My daughter has one from Binghamton.
While Lewis and his father talked about the journey that he took to get to where he is today, head coach Tom Pecora talked about how he is certain Lewis will be a success after Quinnipiac.
He's a grown man, he's ready to go out into the world, whatever he decides to do. And if he wants to go play, for a year or two over in Europe, he'll have that opportunity. But I think he wants to coach.
Lewis and the Bobcats look to continue their road to the MAC championship on Sunday at Merrimack. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Brady Mullen.
On Sunday, the Bobcats' big weekend continued as #1 Quinnipiac headed to #3 Merrimack. Quinnipiac taking on the Merrimack Warriors on the road in North Andover. Quinnipiac trying to lock up a first-round bye in the MAC tournament with a win. Bud Clark's there and the Warriors trying to fix up a stay for the top 2 seed in the conference. Heading into the first half, early on the Bobcats get the ball in the middle of the zone. Alexis Reyes and Jaden Minnerman with the back gap for the dunk that would make it 6-4 Merrimack. A few minutes later, Malik Admeet finds Bryant Atumnu for the downhill for the slam. Merrimack leads 30-27 at the half. Second half, Paul Otieno going to Word on the inside, and he finishes contact and in one. Otieno himself had a day with 20 points quickly. And then right after that, then Jaden Zimmerman gets the skip pass before playing inside out with Amari Monroe, and Jay-Z is just going to drill the corner 3 here. 51-49 Merrimack with a narrow lead with under 10 to play. Then Bud Clark took over. The MAC Player of the Year candidate shakes, bakes, and puts every move on the book on Zimmerman. A few nice passes to Devin Savage to spot up for the triple. 54-49 Warriors. And again, it's Clark, rejects the screen and drills a knockdown 3-ball. Merrimack extending its lead late in the second half. Clark again getting his teammates involved as he swings the rock over to Sean Trumper. Trumper, he just sticks it. Merrimack stays in the mix for the first round tournament bye with a big home win over QU. The Warriors knock off the Bobcats 73-63. Clark with 20-point steals, 22 points for Zimmerman, and Otieno picked up his 13th double-double in the game. Despite the Bobcats' loss to Merrimack, Quinnipiac still tops the leaderboard with a current MAC standing record of 14-4. In second place is Meredith, who lost both their home games this weekend. After them is Merrimack, Mount St. Mary's, Iona, Manhattan, and Sacred Heart, all who have secured a spot in the postseason. Siena, Fairfield, and Ryder, St. Peter's, and Niagara are all in the hunt for the final 3 tournament spots with 1 week remaining in the regular season. We've got to take another timeout on Sports Paws. When we come back, spring sports start to ramp up as the women's lacrosse team hosted Monmouth, looking to start the year 4-1.
Plus, what's the best time of the evening? Well, the top 5 plays of the week, of course. All that and more when Sports Paws comes back.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. The women's lacrosse team had their first game of March on Saturday against the Monmouth Hawks at home. The Bobcats were up 9-4 at the end of the second quarter with 5 goals between Mia and Ella Grace Delmond. The sisters ended the game with 4 goals each, and the Bobcats won the matchup 19-10. This win puts the Bobcats 4-1 to start their season, the first time they've held this record since 2009. The Bobcats will next match up will be their first time on the road this season when they take on UMass Lowell on Wednesday.
The men's lacrosse team took a flight to Colorado as they took on Air Force and number 15 Denver. Starting off with Friday's game against Air Force, Justin Robert and Owen Murray led the Bobcats in goals, both scoring twice. However, Quinnipiac fell to Air Force 21-8. On Sunday against Denver, it was Robert again as he scored 3 goals for Quinnipiac, but Denver would take the game 14-7, and then the Bobcats were swept on the weekend.
Softball team headed down to the University of Delaware for a 3-day tournament over the weekend. On Friday, they dominated Morgan State University in a 10-2 and mercied them after the 5th inning. In the second game of the Friday, Quinnipiac beat Syracuse 4-1, but fell the next day 4-3 to the Orange. Later on Saturday, they faced off against the University of Delaware and couldn't earn another tournament win. The Blue Hens took that one 4-1. Sunday's games were canceled due to weather, so the Bobcats headed home holding a 4-8 record this season. They play again in 2 weeks at the Mizzou Invitational. Now, Meg, it was your birthday this past weekend, right? Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, I honestly just spent some time with my friends, but honestly, Rose, I couldn't think of a better gift than the top 5 plays of the week. Top 5, we start off on the lacrosse field. Abby Wise going to send it from behind the net to Ella Grace Delmond, who swipes the ball to the top of the net.
For play 4 to the diamond, it's a ground ball to Alex Irizarry. The sophomore makes a spinning stop and fires to first for the out. A lot of great defense from the Bobcats early.
Number 3, Emerson Jarvis will get the puck out of the zone, but as you can see, she's tripped, and it's Maya Labad who picks up the puck, and she brings it on net, and she scores. Quinnipiac loses the series 2-1.
That's beautiful, but for play 2, it's men's ice hockey versus St. Lawrence. Davis Pennington picks the pocket of a defender, and Tyler Borgula will snag up the puck. He dekes 2 to get the goal.
Number 1, Amari Monroe gets the pass from Savion Lewis. He drives the lane and he slams it home. Quinnipiac goes on to win 69-64. But that's all the time we have tonight for Sports Paws. Make sure to follow us on X and Instagram at Q30 Sports and at Q30 Television so you can stay up to date on all your favorite Quinnipiac teams.
And don't forget to visit us at our website at q30tv.com. As always, thank you to all the producers and everyone working hard behind the scenes. For Meg Buckley, I'm Rose Carrata, and have a great night, Bobcats.